is a major update on Seth Rollins coming out of Monday Night Raw last night after his title defense against Jinder Mahal in the main event. Seth Rollins ended up legitimately injured, with the severity of that injury not known at this present time. Will this factor into major WrestleMania plans being changed because of this injury? The latest on Rollins today, right here on Off the Script. Also, Brock Lesnar is set to return before the Royal Rumble. What plans does WWE have for Brock Lesnar, and how will it play into his WrestleMania plans? And Roman Reigns will be missing 2 more key WWE international shows. What is the latest on Roman Reigns, and why are we getting less of Roman Reigns month after month after month? All this plus so much more right here on Off the Script. But first, a word from today's sponsor, Into the AM. Today's show is sponsored by Into the AM. Since 2012, Into the AM have developed premium apparel that elevates self-expression and provides unparalleled comfort for wherever your passions take you. I love a great graphic tee, man. It's one of my favorite things to go out there and buy and collect. Into the AM has a great selection on their website. They're comfortable t-shirts. The quality is excellent. The designs, the artwork are super cool, especially this guy right here. This is exactly what I look like when I don't have at least 3 cups of coffee in my single day. So when I saw this one, I knew I had to have it because it fit who I am. And I guarantee you, when you guys browse the website, you're going to say the same thing, man. You're going to find something that fits your lifestyle. And browsing the website is very easy, guys. It's very straightforward. You guys can look at what the best sellers are, look at the new product that's coming in quite frequently. Take your time, look at the designs that you may like, that may fit your lifestyle. They got several different options: short sleeves, they got the graphic tees, they got underwear, they got a button-down long sleeve shirt, they even got a beautiful looking bomber jacket if that is your thing. Make sure you guys go to intotheam.com/script. Right now, they're running a bundle deal for graphic tees, which is 3 for $60. All you need to do is click the link below, and you'll get an additional 10% off. Once again, guys, that's intotheam.com/script. And I want to thank Into the AM today for sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. Seth Rollins, let's start off there, man. Monday Night Raw last night, we saw the main event of Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jinder Mahal in what I thought was, I don't want to say it was an awful main event. The 2 near falls at the end of the match really had me jumping off my couch. Not in excitement, but it was more out of fear, because after the Colossus, I thought we were getting flashbacks to 2017. I thought they were legitimately going to give Jinder Mahal the World Heavyweight Championship going into the Royal Rumble. Thank God that wasn't the case. And Seth Rollins ended up retaining the championship. No Damian Priest cash-in. As I described, that's the way it should have been at the end of Monday Night Raw. WWE failed to capitalize on making even just a little bit of sense as to why this match took place. In all of this aftermath, Seth Rollins ended up legitimately injured during this main event match with Jinder Mahal. He suffered a legitimate injury to his left leg late in the match against Jinder Mahal. Multiple sources from PW Torch backstage at Raw say that he has helped, or he was helped in the back, and eventually put weight on the left leg. He was walking on his own, but it was definitely with a limp. He will be further evaluated to determine the severity of the injury. Seth looked worried as Raw ended and stood on one leg as the referee presented him the World Heavyweight Championship to end the show. It wasn't clear where the injury happened, but he began favoring it after the dive to ringside. He executed several more moves, including a pedigree and a stomp at the end of the match. He might have done more damage by continuing to wrestle past the initial injury, but it's a good sign he felt he could continue after the initial tweak or injury. Multiple sources describe Seth as neither overly optimistic or pessimistic about the severity of the injury. He was said to be bummed, but also had a pretty positive attitude considering the situation. If Seth does miss time, and it's extended time, it will dramatically change WrestleMania plans. His presumed opponent for WrestleMania is CM Punk, who would need a new opponent if he is injured or has to relinquish the championship due to injury. That is a worst case scenario right now, as we don't have the full spectrum of the legitimacy or the severity of the injury. Now, as far as the legitimacy goes, the report is saying that he's hurt. And I thought initially he was selling just to kind of play up the fact and add a little bit more dramatic effect to the Colossus, which was the closest near fall in that match. I don't know what we do if Rollins is legitimately hurt here and has to miss WrestleMania, or worst case, like I said, has to relinquish the World Championship. I don't know what we do. I hope that's not the case. I swear to God, I hope that is not the case. That is the worst thing that could potentially happen. Now, I don't want to start thinking about, well, he's hurt. What do we do as a plan B or a plan C here? If Rollins is not hurt, or he's hurt, but it's not as bad, I don't really know why we're even here talking about this. Now, the fact that he was standing on his leg, the fact that he finished the match, the fact that he was not overly pessimistic or optimistic, he was said to be bummed but had a pretty positive attitude considering the situation. I don't know how we're going to go into this and feel any other way, but oh my God, everybody's afraid because of the mega match that's planned for Seth Rollins and CM Punk. If he's not that badly injured, I don't mind him missing the Royal Rumble because the grander picture here is WrestleMania. But if he is injured, WWE needs to get on the phone immediately. Now, we won't have diagnostics until later this week. If he is injured and anything there tells us that it's a tear, ACL, MCL, if he is legitimately injured, they need to get on the phone right now and give Stone Cold Steve Austin whatever he wants to wrestle at WrestleMania. I don't want it. I don't think we need it. I don't know if Austin wants to do it. But Austin just made, if Seth Rollins is injured and will miss time, I don't know where we go into WrestleMania with CM Punk outside of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just do it. Pay him whatever he wants. Now, the World Championship, if Rollins has to relinquish the World Championship, WWE could easily put that title on the line inside the Elimination Chamber. WWE can have Cody win the Royal Rumble. Just keep it simple. Have the World Championship on the line inside the Elimination Chamber. We obviously need a champion going into WrestleMania. Give that championship to Gunther. Have him hold both the WWE and the Intercontinental Championship. That's what I would do. You get Gunther and Lesnar for the biggest two prizes in the entire WWE. That would be unbelievable. Gunther Lesnar, mega match. They'll put on a barn burner, man, a banger match. Yes, I know that would take the Intercontinental Championship right now away from WrestleMania. But Gunther and Lesnar is the path anyway. So if you add both championships on the line, why the fuck not? That would be a little bit more easy, a little bit more digestible if Gunther walks into Mania. I'm only thinking if Rollins is injured right now. If Gunther walks into WrestleMania as both the WWE and the Intercontinental Champion, beats Lesnar, shows up on the Raw after Mania, and then relinquishes the IC title. It's a little bit more digestible for him to relinquish the IC title because he's the World Heavyweight Champion. I think that would be a great way to go about it. Plus, you're not really drastically changing the WrestleMania card for Gunther or Brock Lesnar or the Intercontinental Championship, being that the rumor is already Gunther versus Lesnar. Now, I don't know if they're going to have Gunther go into WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion and defend that against Brock Lesnar. I think that's a solid idea. The match doesn't need the championship, but man, you have Brock Lesnar come back and have him target the streak of Gunther after he's already ended the streak of The Undertaker at WrestleMania, eyeing another streak. I mean, that's money. I don't know why you wouldn't want to explore that. So Punk would get Austin. Gunther would remain intact with his plans against Brock Lesnar. And then you can do Cody versus Roman. You could do Roman versus Rock on night 1, Cody versus Roman night 2, and then everything else that you got planned for WrestleMania minus Seth Rollins. But man, if Rollins is really hurt, WWE needs to be on the phone and basically offering Stone Cold Steve Austin a blank check for him to come out to Philadelphia and wrestle CM Punk. Basically, that's what needs to happen. I don't know why you would want Punk walking into WrestleMania as the world champion. I don't really get a sense that's the way that they're going to go about it if Rollins is hurt. I think we just crown Gunther the world's heavyweight champion. Now, I hope, after all that I just said, that everything I said is not the plan. I hope that doesn't happen. Because we want Rollins, we want Punk, we want them in the night 1 main event. Simple. I don't know what else WWE could really do here. Again, this all could have been avoided if they didn't do Jinder versus Seth Rollins. Looking back at it now, 24 hours later, looking back at what happened on Monday Night Raw, don't really know if the match was really worth an injury to one of the biggest proponents that you have going into WrestleMania with one of the biggest main events that the company could possibly ever see at WrestleMania with Punk and Rollins. Was a match with Mahal worth it? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And any more news on it, any more updates on it, I will obviously keep you guys updated right here on Off the Script. And I will keep you guys updated later tonight with Andrew Baydala on TNT if anything breaks within the day on Tuesday. Speaking of Brock Lesnar will be returning to WWE TV imminently. Lesnar hasn't been seen on WWE television since losing to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and for months, he has been expected to return around the Royal Rumble. It is likely that he will be working in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Stars that have already declared for the match already include Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Intercontinental Champion Gunther. There you go, man. How do you set up Gunther versus Brock Lesnar? Boom. Royal Rumble. Well, speaking on the Observer Radio, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer noted that Lesnar is returning soon. Alvarez said, well, Lesnar will be returning, I guess, anytime. Meltzer then says, yes, at any time, maybe next week. I would think that this would not be the week to have Lesnar return, given that this might be one of the lower-rated shows, considering they went up against Monday Night Football and the Emmy Awards. So if he's going to return for the Rumble next week, it would be the week of the Royal Rumble. If he's going to return shortly after, then it could be a couple of weeks later, but he's going to be back. It'll be really interesting to see, how he's brought back. I would presume he's in the Rumble, but I would also presume that whatever angle he's going to do will be shot in the Rumble itself. Brock Lesnar will be in the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar will eliminate Gunther from the Royal Rumble, thus setting up their WrestleMania match. It's the only way to go about it. Gunther was on Monday Night Raw claiming that there is nobody on the roster that is going to be able to stop him in the Royal Rumble because he drew number 1 and he lasted over an hour and 8 minutes in the Royal Rumble. The only man that he did not get past is Cody Rhodes. Gunther's already a beast on Monday night, and a beast should be the one to eliminate Gunther from the Royal Rumble, thus setting up their WrestleMania match. I mean, it's just perfect. There's no other way you could go about it any more perfect than that. And if Rollins is really hurt, then we crown Gunther as the world champion, thus adding not only the IC title, but the world title to the pot. Can Brock Lesnar beat Gunther? Can Brock Lesnar end the reign of Gunther? Not only for the Intercontinental title, but if he does, he becomes the world's heavyweight champion. I don't know, man. I like the overall aura of that match. Imagine that match with those types of stakes on the line, plus the undefeated streak of Gunther. Unbelievable. So yes, Lesnar will be on TV. He will be in the Royal Rumble, and I'm predicting that he will have a say in Gunther's elimination. And finally, guys, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will miss 2 notable WWE PLEs, Premium Live Events. It's no secret that Roman Reigns doesn't work many WWE PLEs due to the contract he signed following WrestleMania 38 in 2022, where he unified the WWE and Universal Championships into one. However, the company is branching off to do more international shows in international markets for these PLEs, and some fans had hoped that that might change. Reigns is not advertised the Elimination Chamber next month in Australia or Backlash in France. That's Saturday, May 4th from the LDLC Arena in France. Reigns will defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble against Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles in a fatal four-way. He will reportedly not be at the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. That will ultimately seat 60,000 people. There's no pay-per-view in March. He will obviously defend the title at WrestleMania. We don't know if that will be on one night or two nights. We don't know what the plan is. He will then, depending on the outcome, I guess it really doesn't depend on the outcome if he wins or loses. Supposedly, he's not going to be at Backlash in May. And then, obviously, WWE hasn't really announced or will not announce anything for Money in the Bank, and they haven't announced anything post-Money in the Bank. So we don't really know. Money in the Bank was announced to be in Toronto, and a big weekend for Money in the Bank, 4th of July week. So Dave Meltzer noted that Reigns is only scheduled for the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and the next Saudi show. Roman Reigns is not on the Australia show, the Elimination Chamber show. He's not on the Paris show, Backlash, either. By the way, for the fans over there. He's going to be wrestling at the Royal Rumble, and then his next big match, I don't know. He could do a TV match. He's not going to wrestle at the Royal Rumble, but he's going to wrestle at the Royal Rumble, and then his next match is going to be at WrestleMania. After that, I would presume it's going to be Saudi and then SummerSlam. So that's what Meltzer says. A lot of people ran with this Meltzer report, and I laugh at these reports because I don't know if people have just short-term memory. I don't really understand why people think that Roman Reigns, the biggest star in the company actively right now, that's holding the biggest championship in the world of pro wrestling, is not going to be at WWE's biggest international show all year. I don't understand why you think Australia is going to be okay with getting, you'll be fine with Cody Rhodes. You'll be fine with Rhea Ripley. You'll be fine with CM Punk. Stop being greedy. I mean, these are the same people. This is the same government that requested Dwayne Johnson's presence at the Royal Rumble. You're not going to get The Rock, and you're not going to get Roman. You're going to get what we give you, and you're going to be happy with it. Go away. WWE's not going to do that. Roman Reigns not wrestling at a WWE international show in front of 60,000 people, I find that to be utterly ridiculous. By the way, WWE didn't announce or advertise Roman Reigns going into last year's Elimination Chamber, where WWE held the Elimination Chamber in Montreal and built it around the mega match of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in the company's biggest storyline of all time. He wasn't advertised for that show either. He wasn't advertised for Money in the Bank. He wasn't advertised for any of those shows. WWE is not going to give you Roman Reigns because you expect Roman Reigns to be on the show. There's Roman Reigns, and then there's everybody else. WWE doesn't divulge easily Roman Reigns being here, there, or anything regarding Roman Reigns' plans. If WWE announced Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber and they advertised Roman Reigns today at the Elimination Chamber, don't you think that people would be in on, hey, Roman and Rock, that maybe is now happening at the Chamber? Because who else is he going to defend the championship against there? He will have beaten Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles in one match. What else does he have to do on Friday Night SmackDown? Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's give away potentially Roman and The Rock taking place at the Chamber because you guys expect WWE to advertise Roman Reigns for the Elimination Chamber weeks in advance. They didn't advertise him for the Chamber last year. They didn't advertise him for Money in the Bank. And WWE had Roman Reigns work the last 3 Elimination Chambers. So I don't really expect him to miss this one, which in totality is bigger than all 3 of them combined in the last 3 years. Think. I don't understand why you would expect Roman Reigns to miss such a big international show. And my opinion still stands. Roman Reigns and The Rock should take place at the Chamber. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, night 2, main event. Now, again, WWE could not do that match at the Chamber, and we can get something like The Rock is talking about. We're going to do something that we never done before. We're here to make history. Rock and Roman could take place on night 1. WWE could then do Rock, Roman night 1, Roman, Cody night 2. Or Cody could win on night 1 to get his match against Roman, and they take that adversity angle that we all pitched and all X for last year and really kind of double down on it. Is Cody going to win the Rumble? Is Cody going to win the Chamber? We don't really know what's going on. This Seth Rollins injury really throws a wrench into a lot of different things now. We don't know. WWE will have Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. I could see him not working Backlash, but again, it's international in France. Imagine being a fan of WWE in that part of the country, and you're expecting to see the entire roster, Roman Reigns. I'm here to buy Roman Reigns, or a ticket to go see Roman Reigns. And then he's not on the show. Now, you'll take Cody and CM Punk, and you'll be okay with Roman Reigns not being on the show. I just can't see WWE allowing Reigns to miss these international shows. The one that he could miss is the Backlash show. I do not expect him to miss the Elimination Chamber. If there's one of the two that he's not going to be at, it's going to be Backlash. I don't expect him to miss the Elimination Chamber. Stop. Think. WWE is not going to advertise Roman Reigns ahead of these types of shows, especially the Chamber and Money in the Bank, which is happening in July. And it's almost as if you guys don't think that WWE can't advertise Roman Reigns a couple weeks out in advance. They can't change the advertisements to include Roman Reigns after the fact. Why do you guys take everything that you see online as legitimate fact without thinking about other variables that could potentially be at play here? Do better. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate all of your support. If you enjoyed today's extra, please hit that thumbs up down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Let me know what you think of everything down below in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum today on OTS. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. It's X, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Go check out the Monday Night Raw post show from last night where we went deep dive into the Jinder Mahal, Seth Rollins world title match and what WWE should have done to make the road to the Royal Rumble a lot more interesting. And go check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Into the AM. That is intotheam.com/script. Right now they have a bundle. 3 shirts for $60. Go get your custom designed t-shirts today, courtesy of Into the AM. Guys, I'll see you live tonight with Andrew Baydala on what should be a very explosive episode of Tuesday Night Titans. Until then, enjoy Tuesdays, and I'll see you tonight live with Drew for TNT.